You guys, I'm gonna move the microphone for just a second because you have to see my Hannah Montana t-shirt. Do you see her? Do you see her? She's so pretty. That's all. I have to confess something. I only knew what a trad wife was because of the Victoria Beckham documentary when she called herself that and said she wanted to be one. I had no idea what that meant this entire time. However, that's very important for today's story. If my wife wants to be a trad wife, she needs to follow my rules. I'm not sure if I even fully understand what a trad wife is, but we're gonna find out. This story came June 5th, 2025. I'm 35 and my wife is 40. We have been together for 15 years. The last couple of years, she really fell down the trad wife black hole and now it is driving me crazy. At first, it started off with her saying she doesn't want to work anymore, and lately it has escalated to saying men who make their wives work are abusive. That's insane. We both have well-paid jobs. I'm a self-employed builder with a team and I earned around $100K a year. She works in management for the NHS and earns around $50K a year. We both work, I guess I should say worked for her, past tense, really hard, and we have no kids, and 3 years ago managed to pay our mortgage off, and we live in a nice enough area where I would have happily stayed forever. She, however, suddenly wanted a massive house that we didn't need. I should have seen what was coming. She was looking at 700K houses, which would require a mortgage of 500K after we sold our house. I gave in and we bought the house. She then wanted a new car, which again I caved to, and she got a car that is worth more than she earns a year. Those are numbers that are just splooging out of my ears right now. She then decided she did not want to work anymore. She said her job was crap, and I said, take a lower paid one then, that you'll enjoy more. And she said no. She just doesn't want to work, full stop. She also does not want to give up anything that she has. Over the past couple of years, it has been obvious that she is trying to lose her job without leaving, despite saying that I can't afford the house and car and holidays on my own. She started bringing this trad wife crap up, but said she didn't want to hire a cleaner as the house is too big for her to clean alone, and she prefers my cooking to hers, so I will still do all of the cooking. So I said, you basically want to dress up pretty and bake the odd cake. She stormed off and said, I don't get it. I don't either. She again brought it up yesterday, and I said, fine, she can do it, but she's got to get up before me and make sure my breakfast is ready, like in the videos that she watches. She's got to be dressed as a sexy version of a 50s housewife, like in the videos that she watches, from the moment I open my eyes to the moment I close them. The house must be spotless at all times, like in the videos. I want huge packed lunches for work, like in the videos. I want to come home and have beautiful pies and cakes ready for pudding, like in the videos. I want a bath run for when I get home and then come down to a proper meal every night. Say it with me. Like in the videos she watches. I then want a foot rub while I eat the cake and pies that she makes, like in the videos. I also want sex on demand. How I want it, when I want it, like in the videos. She called me abusive, a user, sexist, and stormed out to her equally delusional sister's house. Don't even get me started on her sister. I'll be honest, I'm ready for divorce if this carries on. Am I the a-hole? Okay, so from what I'm gathering, and from what I gathered from Victoria Beckham's documentary, it's very much the woman does not work. She shops, she looks nice, very like posh. Clever. Obviously she was posh. No cooking, no cleaning, I guess, no working. What do you do all day? I'll never understand this lifestyle though. Or do you cook and clean? Are you just a stay-at-home mom without the kids? Is that the vibe of trad wife? I don't think I fully understand what you do all day. We're going to the Reddit comment section because I want to know what other people are thinking about this. Someone said, get the divorce, mate. It'll be cheaper and less stressful than dealing with a crazy wife every minute of the day and night. She merely wants to sit on her backside, enjoy the things that she has badgered you into paying for, and do nothing. There is a lot of this kind of crazy going around. It won't get better either. What will be next? Vacations on the French Riviera? A bigger, nicer, more expensive car? The list just goes on and on. OP wrote back to that and said, I am leaning this way, mate. I think a divorce is more likely than anything else at this moment in time. Luckily, she's afraid of flying, so I've managed managed to avoid the expensive holidays apart from the odd Eurostar trip to Paris. She makes me feel like a 10-pound millionaire though, trying to be something that we aren't. I know we are better off than most, but we don't earn footballers' money, which is what I think she aspires to. Well, if you want to live that fancy lifestyle, you have to earn money, which means you have to work, ma'am. You might get the lifestyle you're dreaming of if you work towards it. Next comment. You don't mention kids, so I presume there are none. Leave her mate, she's no good, or actually just tell her to figure it out on her own. I bet she comes crawling back pretty quick. OP responded and said, we have no kids, and I think I'm leaning towards divorce. Next comment. You were crazy to agree on the $700,000 house. You'll be okay, but it makes things so much tougher. If she wanted that, why not save up with the old house and then work up to the new one, and both of you work together? There's an idea. It's almost like that's called marriage.
Doy.
OP wrote back and said, that's what I suggested. With my job, we could have bought a cheese house, done it up, and made some money, and then moved upwards slowly and stayed debt-free. I have modified our house a bit, and it's probably worth $800K now, but it's still not a nice feeling having such a big mortgage and knowing she wants me to cover it alone. Next comment, your wife needs to contribute to the relationship and then you both could have an affordable lifestyle. OP said, I agree with you completely. I have no problem with it if it's an affordable lifestyle. If we stayed at our old house, I could afford it. Now we have a $2,500 a month mortgage and $700 car payment. That's $32,000 a year straight away. I think she wants to be a sugar baby, but I don't want to be a sugar daddy. I want an equal partner. We have our next update, and it came 5 days later, June 10th. I mean, I feel like the story only goes one or two ways. They get a divorce, or she has a change of heart on this entire trad wife fantasy. I'd like to answer a few questions from my first post before an update. No, my requests were not actually serious, and I can't believe how many people thought they were. It was me trying to prove a point of how ridiculous she is being. Like I said in the comments, I don't actually want a maid or a slave, I want a partner. Before my wife got on this train, she was a very ambitious, career-driven person who wanted to climb to the top. She was never really on social media until the pandemic. The trad wife thing started a couple of years ago. A lot of people suggested couples counseling. I've asked many times and I always get the same response. Quote, I don't need counseling. There's nothing wrong with me. On to the update now. We spoke Saturday morning and I told her that I cannot go on like this. I said to her bluntly that the trad wife thing is never happening and she either accepts it or we can go to couples counseling or we can split up. I'm not dancing around her BS. So she chose to split up. Okay. I asked her if she really wanted to be a trad wife or if she's just trying to force me away, like she's trying to force her job to sack her because she doesn't have the balls to quit herself. She said yes, she does, and there's plenty of dating sites that cater to this kind of dynamic. Sure, then you want a sugar daddy. You're not looking for an equal partner and a husband, you're looking for a sugar daddy.
Aren't we all, girl?
I told her I had seen them and they are more sugar daddy dynamics, and without being horrible, she is too old for that. This set her off. She said I'm wrong and I'm the one who can't support my wife, so I'm the bad one in the marriage and a real man would be able to give her the life that she wants. She was shouting and screaming at the top of her lungs. It's about the only time that I've been glad to be in our new house, so the neighbors didn't hear. I got a bit petty at the real man's comment and I said, you can't cook, you can't clean, and you don't have sex. What part of being a trad wife do you offer? Oh! Okay, well, shots fired, sir. Oh boy. If she wasn't choosing divorce, she definitely is now after that comment. I then stole a comment from my last post and said she doesn't want to be a trad wife, she wants to be a trophy wife. She just said I'm unbelievable and has gone to her sister's again. I'm going to take the next couple of weeks and start talking to a divorce lawyer to see what this entails. Then once this ball has got rolling, I am effing off to Portugal for a couple of weeks to myself. Okay. I just can't imagine waking up and being like, I think I want to be a trad wife. I think that's what my goal is here, for sure. Just not for me. Couldn't be me. If it's you, great. Enjoy your life living like that. I get the pros of living like that. I'm sure it's lovely. We're going back to the comment section, one of my favorite places to be besides Dollarama. Someone said, was there something that triggered the change in your wife? I'm also curious about that. He responded and said, the pandemic, when she started spending all day on social media and then seeing her niece make $500,000 a year from OF. It's the website that cannot be named on the internet without being flagged. It turned her bitter. Before the pandemic, she was loving, funny, sweet, kind, fun, ambitious, work hard, play hard type of woman, and she was daring and confident. The pandemic came, she spent all day watching videos on her phone and just became really bitter with life and people. She used to be very attractive, but I feel awful saying this. She has had a lot of lip fillers, Botox, fake boobs, and she's lost a lot of her looks. I looked at photos of her from 4 to 5 years ago, and she was glowing with happy eyes and a beautiful smile. Now it's all gone. I look at her twin sister, who she calls old looking, and I think she looks so fresh. Next comment. Who will get what within the divorce? Our bug friend's here! Hello! Our little fruit fly. Where'd you go? Oh, he's back. Anyways, so sorry. He said everything will be split 50-50 as per the UK law. Next comment. So she doesn't want to have a job, meaning the household income drops by 50K, but she also wants bigger, better expenses and hired help on just your income. This is like have her checked for brain tumor levels of stupidity on her part. You need to get out of there before she bankrupts you. He responded and said, yeah, with the new house and car, she has dropped $550,000 of debt on us and then announced she doesn't plan on working anymore, so it's all on me. When I said, okay, but we'll have to downsize and sell the car, she said no. She wants all of it plus help plus no working. I mean, that's just not possible. It's not possible, ma'am.
This is madness. It's madness, I tell you, for the love of God!
I don't know what kind of career you think your husband has, that he's gonna be earning all that much more to make up for this lifestyle and the debt. Over $500,000. That makes me want to throw up. Next question, have you asked for anything from your wife? And he said, I didn't ask anything. She asked for more. She wanted a bigger house and a nicer car. She's the one who wanted to stop having intimacy and said if she ever wanted any physical contact that she would initiate, and I was not allowed to. She's the one who asked for everything. I never asked for anything. Next update, 2 months later, we're now at August 17th, 2025. Oof, we should be in the divorce then. About 2.5 months ago, I posted about my wife leaving me because I refused to live the trad wife lifestyle. In my original post, I mentioned the big house and car she got me in debt for over £500,000 and then decided she didn't want to work anymore. So starting with the car. After she left, I took half our savings and half the money in our joint account, and I put it in my own bank account. I told her to take the rest, which was around 60K, and she can either pay off the car with the money or keep the money, and I'll take the car back as it's in my name. She said neither, and she's keeping both. This has been a struggle that ended with me having to call the police to assist me in taking the car back. I got there and the police were already there. My ex was crying. The 2 police officers looked at me like I was a piece of crap. My sister-in-law was shouting, yeah, take her independence and go back to your mansion while she sleeps in the spare room. The neighbors were all looking at us. I very nearly caved and told her to just keep it, but it's $1,500 a month that I cannot warrant. I took it, I sold it, and I had to pay $12,000 difference in what I owed on it. I'll be honest, I was expecting worse. Now on to the house. We paid $700K for it with $200,000 down. I've spent about $100,000 on it doing it up, and when I got it valued, I was pleasantly surprised at $1 million. Oh my gosh. I just can't fathom living in a house that's worth $1 million. You know, that feels like so far out of reach as I sit in my studio condo, which is still a blessing, okay? And I was even more surprised that within 2 weeks of it going on the market, it sold to one of our neighbors, a lovely Indian family who has asked me to work on their house, but they said it's just easier for them to move into mine. They do, however, want me to build a granny annex on the side once they've completed the purchase. That'll be another couple of months yet, but we'll both walk away with around $250K each, and I'll be looking to buy a house for around $200K so that I'll be back to mortgage-free and debt-free in a couple of months. Now on to my wife. She's still wife or ex-wife? What's the plan, Stan? She's still living at her sister's, and as far as I'm aware, has not found anyone who wants a 40-year-old trad wife who doesn't cook, clean, or have intimacy. She has asked for me back twice. Of course she did. Of course she did. I am not surprised by that. But I have said no. Once was a drunken proposition, and the other one was more heartful, but it is too late now. We've already started the divorce proceedings, and that should be done early next year. All I've been doing is working and plodding along. Nothing else I can really do. But the story doesn't stop there. So we're gonna jump to the comment section, because I always want to know what people are saying, and then we're gonna check out the final update. Someone commented and said, "The sad thing for the good women out there is there's a good chance you won't want another wife or serious relationship. There are a lot of men like him that just never get serious again. So when a good woman asks where the good men are, the answer is the same as most of the good women, taken or not at all interested after being hurt by someone else." That goes both ways, you know? OP said, "At this moment in time, that is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of just staying alone and just getting someone casual for going out for dinner or go to the movies or go on a holiday a couple times a year. Sure." And then OP clarifies on his ex-sister's background, and he said, "Sister is a single mom who lives on benefits." So very different than her sister wanting to be a trad wife. Well, maybe not wanting, maybe her sister does want that, but they're in very different positions. And then someone asked if his ex's wife has been tested health-wise. OP said, "I was genuinely worried that she had a brain tumor or something, but turns out she was just brainwashed. Yeah, she's been for all sorts of tests and all of them have come back clear. I didn't think there was something wrong." I think there are a lot of people that want this lifestyle. Next comment. So she has $250K with which to start her new life. I feel like this divorce still worked out well for her, even though she isn't going to live her trad wife dreams. She was in a better position married though. Like, what do you mean? 250? I feel like that can go fast, especially in this economy. Come on now. She's gonna have to start working again, for sure. OP said, "I'm sure she'll have burnt through it within a year or two. The last couple of years, she's been spending money like a drunken sailor." We have made it to the final update, and it came very recently. But first, we need a sip of water. Okay? It's hydration station. Cheers. Let me know what's in your cup, but take a sip of water today because you need it. Miley Cyrus got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today, so naturally, to celebrate her, even though she has no idea, I'm wearing a Hannah Montana t-shirt. I guess I have to go back to LA now because I need to see her star. All right, so our final update came over 8.5 months later, very recently. We are now at May 2nd, 2026. So the divorce is now finalized. We agreed to split the profits from the house, and we have got about $230K each after the fees. Then about a week before it was all ready to go through, she decided she was entitled to half my business too. I forgot that you were a business owner. Should have got a prenup. She argued that she helped me grow it and I couldn't have done it without her. When challenged, she didn't even know the address for the yard and couldn't name a single one of my employees. Didn't prove anything though, and it was getting messy and looking like I would have to give her something because it started and grew while we were married. In the end, we agreed that she would keep all the spare money from the sale of the house and we would call it quits after that. My plans to buy a cheaper house with half of the equity from the house and live mortgage-free were now up in smoke. I left with no money from the house that I paid for and modernized, and she already had half the bank account and half the savings, and I had to pay 12 grand out of my own pocket when I canceled the finance agreement on the car that I was paying for. So she really got out good in this whole situation. Feeling down, I did something spontaneous. I bought a plot of land, moved a big static caravan there, and lived there while building my own house on my own plot of land. There's no rush to do it, and I just can plod along at my own pace. My ex is still living with her sister, but also has a young boyfriend in Egypt that she met on holiday. So is spending her time between her sisters and over there. She doesn't work still, just living on the $500,000 or so that she got from me. I don't really do much other than work and build my house, just trying to rebuild my life now. The lads at work really help me. They are a great bunch. They keep trying to set me up on dates, but I'm a bit scared, I think. I've not really spoken to anyone since it all happened. You guys are living such completely different lives that it kind of just proves that this would have never worked. It would have never worked if she wanted that lifestyle. We do have a few more comments, so we're going to the Reddit comments over here. Someone said her new boyfriend will spend her money and she will find herself broke within 2 years. She will be back begging for your help. You sounded too nice and she was just so ungrateful. I'm glad you are free from that. Good luck, and remember, not all women are this horrible. We're really not, I promise. Next comment. I can't believe after all that, she even got half of the house money. It's crazy. She'll come running once she's blown through all of it. What in the hell was she thinking? I wish you luck. I'm glad things are going good for you. Last comment. I remember your post. Your wife was crazy. My wife and I both work. She cut back on hours a couple years back, but that was a mutual decision. We own our own home and both our cars. I can't imagine her demanding we upgrade our house and buy an expensive one. And then after saying all that and that she wants to quit her job to be a trad wife. My wife and I split housework and our money is pooled. That Egyptian guy is after her money or looking for a green card. She is an idiot and I'm glad you got away from her. I feel like the comment section's pretty much all having the same thoughts. So I want to know what you guys think of this. This lifestyle's not for everyone, but it is for some. Couldn't be me. I've lived on my own since I was 17, and growing up, it was always very important that I would only rely on myself, even with a partner, even with, someone. I like the idea of being equal partners. I want to be able to take care of myself. Not for me, but maybe for you. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. I'll see you tomorrow.